Hi everyone, I'm Gemma Stafford, professional chef, host of Bigger Bolder Baking and a very proud brand ambassador for GoodCook. Recently on this channel I've made things like a peach and blueberry crisp, a decadent chocolate rice pudding and even waffles without a waffle iron. Right now it's my favourite time of year. We are in the throes of pie season, so I'm sharing with you my recipe for a pumpkin pie. As always, the recipe can be found on goodcook.com along with all of the information about the tools that I use in this video. Okay, so let's start with our pastry. So the secret to a good pie is a good pie crust. Now this is my homemade pie crust, really easy to make at home. However, if you want to use a store-bought one, please just use good quality because it will make all the difference to your pie. Now what you want to do is when this is kind of at room temperature, still a little bit chilled, is roll it out to around 11-inch circle. I know when rolling pastry it's hard to get it into an actual circle, but try your best. So if you haven't ever made pie crust before, I really recommend that you at least try it once. It's really easy to make and the results are so much better. Okay, this is looking good. It's not really a circle, it's kind of a weird square, but this is perfect. It's nice and big. So what I'm going to do now is just roll it over my rolling pin and that will make it really easy for us to move. So now you can't make a pie without a pie dish. It's a really good idea to have at least one of these in your cupboard. I use them all year round. This is a GoodCook 9-inch pie pan. Really great, it's non-stick so you don't have to grease it. Now all I'm going to do is just carefully lift up my pastry and lay it over. So now what you want to do is just carefully press your pastry into the corners of your dish. Just making sure that it's nice and tight and all the way up the sides. Working so many years as a pastry chef, I know what a good pastry feels like, and this one is just really easy to work with. It rolls out beautifully and it bakes up lovely. This is a nice deep pie pan, which is what you want around the holidays, a lot of filling and the right amount of crust. Okay, so now you see all this overhanging pastry that we have here, we don't want that. So all we're going to do is just trim around the top of the pie, still leaving a little bit of an edge because I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. So just go around the tin and trim. So when trimming pastry, I like to use the scissors, it's just so much easier. So now this does not look perfect, that's totally fine because we're going to cover it up. So you see this excess pastry that we have, this is all going to get used up. Here I have a few fall cutters, little leaves, you can use pumpkins, whatever you like. And I am just going to cut out little decorations out of the rest of the remaining pastry. Okay, so those are our leaves. They are going to look so pretty on top of our pie. Fantastic. Now our next step is to egg wash the pastry just to make sure that all your little leaves stick to it. So here I have a silicone brush, really handy because nothing falls out. So all you want to do is just brush the rim of your pastry and then take your little leaves very gently because they're delicate and then just press them around the side. So now the egg wash is going to help them to stick to the pastry so they won't fall off during baking or even after. Gorgeous. This is so pretty and just perfect for fall. There is no doubt about it, but every bold baker out there needs a pumpkin pie recipe in their repertoire. I mean, it's a must. This is starting to look really good. Feel free to overlap your little leaves if you want to. And like I said, if you've got a little pumpkin cutter or something else a little bit festive, that will look great. And there we go. Beautiful. I'm all about simple decoration with very little fuss, and this looks amazing. So what I'm going to do right now is pop this into the fridge while we make our pumpkin pie filling. So here's my pumpkin puree. I do have a video of how you can make this at home or you can use store-bought. So go ahead and add that into your bowl. Next ingredient are eggs. Now if you do not eat eggs, don't worry about it. You can always substitute these with flax egg and that will work really well. Next up is evaporated milk. I also have a video of how you can make this at home. You can always use store-bought as well, that will work great. Just a little note, evaporated milk and condensed milk are not the same thing. For this recipe, you need evaporated milk. So my secret ingredient in my pumpkin pie, not a lot of people do this, is maple syrup because it just works so well with the pumpkin. It's fall, it's that time of year, makes it taste really good. Lovely. Next, the usual culprit in a pumpkin pie is pumpkin pie spice. Now I have a recipe on my website of how you can easily make this at home because I know it's not available in a lot of countries. And if you don't have it at all, you can always use cinnamon. And then last but not least, don't forget a little bit of salt because it just brings out all the lovely flavors. Now all you do is just take a whisk and mix this up by hand until it's well combined. So as you can probably guess, I didn't grow up with Thanksgiving or actually pumpkin pie at all. And the first time I ever had a pumpkin dessert was 10 years ago when I moved to the United States. So it's still a little bit new to me, but I have to say when Thanksgiving rolls around, I always love a good pumpkin pie. Fantastic, there's our filling. Now we're just gonna pour this into our pie shell. So you notice that I don't blind bake my pie when I make pumpkin pie. I just don't think it's necessary. Okay, gorgeous. Lastly, you want to just egg wash your beautiful little leaves because you want them to bake up golden brown and not burn. Gorgeous. Okay, the very last thing we have to do is pop it into the oven. Start by baking your pumpkin pie off at 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 210 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. So once the 15 minutes is up, go ahead and turn down your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius and bake for another 20 to 25 minutes. So a really common thing that happens when making pumpkin pies is that they crack. Now listen, you didn't do anything wrong. It's very normal for this to happen. The pumpkin filling is a type of custard and that's what happens when you bake eggs. So don't worry about it, it'll still taste great. Now this is without a doubt a show-stopping pumpkin pie if you ever knew there could be one. Look at all the decoration on top. It got a lovely light golden brown. Absolutely beautiful. My pie has cooled down. It's still at room temperature. This is when I like to cut a nice big slice. There's many reasons why I love this recipe, but just look how thick the filling is. I love a lot of filling in my pies. A pumpkin pie just needs a little bit of something, so I like to add a dollop of freshly whipped cream on top. So there's something about pumpkin pie with the spice, a little bit of maple in there, it just works. For the same reason we love carrot cake around Easter time, a pumpkin pie is essential for Thanksgiving. If you need to transport your pie safely this holiday season, you can use the Sweet Creations Carrier by GoodCook. Just add it in, snap on the lid, and you're good to go. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and remember, for the written recipe and lots more information about the tools that I used, head over to goodcook.com.